Healthy boundaries is so important in a relationship because it's allow you to fully love without draining yourself. And on the topic of boundaries, there's two extreme spectrum, and one is like overprotected, that you keep distance between you and your loved ones. And the other end of the spectrum is people that have very little or no boundaries, that they become a doormat, to people and their loved ones. And I see it constantly with people who think they are setting boundaries, but in fact, they're building walls. They're overprotective about themselves. And the other spectrum is that some people think they're being loving and open and helpful, but they're actually fawning. And fawning means that you're giving up yourself in order to keep the peace. So you're neglecting your own needs and putting everyone else's needs before yourself. So today we are going to talk about these two unhealthy boundaries patterns and what is the perfect spot in between that is the healthiest boundaries that you can set that actually works. The first unhealthy boundaries patterns is the war. So there are people that build a wall in front of them and their heart is so shut that nobody can go into the inner world. So they will keep people from a distance. They will be emotionally unavailable. They're usually hyper independent. And I want to say this clearly, so people that build walls, they're not wrong. So walls are a protect mechanism. So they built because at some point of their life, they probably have trusted someone, but they got betrayal. Or they may have loved someone deeply and the loved one left them. So the protect mechanism that was built during that time is that they will shut down the heart so that the nervous system won't get flooded with all this like emotion that they cannot handle. So the thing is that, like the protect mechanism that built a wall wasn't wrong in itself, but it's also protecting you from experiencing the true intimacy and love that you desire. So people that have a lot of walls inside of them, they usually describe their relationship as surface level, that they don't feel like people actually know who they are because they're actually the one who keep people away. And the painful irony is that that wall that was built to protect you against the pain has now become the source of isolation and protection that keep true intimacy to happen. And the difference between a wall and a healthy boundaries is that a wall will say, I do not want to be hurt again, so I won't open my heart to anyone ever again. And a healthy boundaries will say, I know what I need to feel safe enough to stay open, and I'm safe to be loved, and I'm safe to love others. The second one is fawning. Fawning is a trauma response. Is usually sit alongside flight, fight, and freeze response. And what does it look like in reality is that when people feel threatened or unsafe, they will start to please the person in front of them. They will make themselves agreeable. They will become what the other person wants them to be, to keep the peace. So they will usually shrink themselves down so they don't cause any conflicts. So in a relationship, fawning will look like saying yes when you actually want to say no. So you put your partner's needs before yourself. and you may apologize and constantly, even you haven't done anything wrong. And you may feel responsible for your partner's needs and emotions before yourself. You may abandon your own needs when your partners feel upset, even though it may not be your fault. So it often on the surface look like love, but what's actually happening is that the relationship will be very one-sided, and the fauna have suppressed their own needs so much that they will feel exhausted, they will feel resentful, at some point, and the relationship become deeply unequal, and they may eventually get burned out. And frowning is not love. Frowning, as I say, is a trauma response. So if you recognize this for yourself, I want to let you know that you can have healthy boundaries while loving your partner and loving yourself. You don't need to strengthen yourself to be loved. The people who truly love you, they want to meet you and they want to care for you. And a healthy relationship is the ability to be able to receive and give. So what does a healthy boundaries actually look like? So it is a clear, loving communication of what you need to your loved ones in order for you to remain open, present in the relationship. So when you're setting a healthy boundaries, you're saying to your partner that I care about this relationship a lot to tell you what I actually need, rather than pretending or shutting down or silently build resentment within myself, right? So a healthy boundary sounds like I need some time to think before we continue this conversation. And another example is that a healthy boundary sounds like I'm not able to take on this right now, and I need some time to be alone, and I want you to acknowledge and respect that. Or it sounds like when you speak to me in this way, I find it really hard for me to connect. So I'm asking for more kindness and gentleness here. Can you notice the difference? Within me when I say all these words, there's no shutting down, there's no performance. I didn't disappear, my truth. And rather, I'm very present, I'm very honest. And my willingness to stay in this relationship in the most truthful way that I can show up within us. And the most rewarding and extraordinary things about the real healthy boundaries is that it's create true intimacy. Because when you know that you can tell your loved ones what you actually need and receive them, then you know that you can trust your partner, because they won't silently resent you. They won't disappear without explanation. They won't say yes when they actually mean no. Healthy boundaries is the soil of building a healthy relationship. My name is Yennis. I'm the founder of the HeartGate and the author of the book, The Heart Awakening. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that when new videos come up, you'll be the first to know. And also, please drop in the comment section below of what pattern did you see in yourself, and any question that arises in you, because I would love to support you more in this journey. I also have some free resources that I will put in the comment section below to support you more in this heart awakening journey. I really enjoy creating educational video like this because I feel a lot of us was never taught this kind of knowledge when we're growing up, especially we're living in a culture that will build walls that we call strength and reform that we call love, and when we set boundaries that we call selfish or we create dramas, right? So it's make complete sense that we are confused. And I feeling like we are doing the best that we could with the resources that we were given as a collective. And I truly believe that educating yourself, is the way to empowerment. So my invitation for you is to notice yourself when you're shutting down versus that when you're staying present. And also to notice within yourself that are you saying yes out of fear, or are you saying yes that is, coming from a genuine willingness within yourself? I want to show appreciation to all of you that you're doing your best on this healing journey of the heart awakening. And I also hope that you will find this video helpful. And thank you so much for being here. And I will hope to see you in my next video.